Hello, I'm Dr. Ross Walker and welcome to the checkup. Hello, Dr. Ross Walker, welcome to the checkup. I'd like to talk today about e-cigarettes versus cigarette smoking. And when you look at it, and a lot of people don't realize this, 80% of drug-related deaths in our society are directly related to cigarette smoke. 17% due to alcohol, 3% due to the rest because they're illegal and harder to get. So the real killer is cigarettes. And come the revolution, I'm running the show, cigarettes will be banned. So then you say, well, what about e-cigarettes? Aren't they safer? Aren't they better for you, doctor? Well, they probably are. But it's a bit like saying, would you prefer to have your right leg moved or your left hand? I'd prefer neither, thank you. But still, I would prefer people to use an e-cigarette than use cigarettes because cigarettes have 50 poisons and cause all sorts of diseases. But are e-cigarettes safe? And the answer to that is a definite no. And this comes from a mouse study, and you can't always extrapolate my study to human beings, but a lot of these things are being shown in humans as well. So in this mouse study, they exposed mice to the equivalent amount of smoking for about 60 minutes a day, which is what a lot of smokers would do, whether they use e-cigarettes or normal smoking. And they found that by doing this, there's a huge amount of inflammation in different organ systems, especially in the brain and especially in the pleasure reward system in the brain. So it really markedly altered that, increasing the risk for things like anxiety, depression, addictive behaviors, and substance abuse as well. So it's not as if the e-cigarettes will cause you no harm, and it's a good thing to do, because I don't believe it is. Interestingly, it also suppressed immunity in the heart and increased risk for bacterial infections and even COVID. So when people are looking at a way to give up cigarettes, don't think e-cigarettes is a way to give up cigarettes, because you're just replacing one problem with another one. I think the best way to give up cigarettes is firstly to want to do it, to make the decision that you want to stop smoking, but then you probably need some extra help. And the extra help there, I think, is with nicotine replacement therapy. Now, I'm not saying, again, that's harmless, but there's no real studies to show any major harm that comes from nicotine replacement therapy. But really, the strong message here is the problem is not nicotine. The problem is all the other poisons in cigarette smoking, and to a lesser extent, e-cigarettes that certainly have the potential for huge harm to the body. That's the checkup. We'll talk to you next week.